next up, we're going to be taking a look at a tribute to Tata Madiba that was composed by a South African musician, Cyril Harrisberg, and he put together this beautiful piece of music, when Tata Madiba was committed to hospital, and this was basically just to wish him well, and it's really such a moving video. Let's have a look.
Sung by acclaimed singer Thembi Mtshali Jones, the Nelson Mandela tribute song was composed by South African musician Dr. Cyril Harrisberg. It is a message of gratitude, and inspiration came to Dr. Cyril in a very special way.
I dreamt the lyrics and the music for the song when I heard that Madiba was not well. I'd been going through a period where I haven't been well myself for the last 5 years. 5 years ago, I became seriously ill, and I nearly died from something called whooping cough. And this then was a changing point in my life. I was diagnosed with a very serious neurological condition. For a long time it was thought to be a motor neuron disease. And this affected my ability to perform as my career, which is practicing as a medical specialist, particularly an eye surgeon. But I've always loved music, and it hasn't stopped me from playing music and from composing music in particular. And that's why I think this triggered in me when I heard that Tata Madiba wasn't well, that I wanted to do my bit to really pay tribute to the great man. When Madiba was not well, there was a lot of media coverage, and this must have gone into my subconscious, and I went to bed that night and literally dreamt immediately the message of the song and the lyrics, which paid tribute to Nelson Mandela, but also in part a message of what the values were that he stood for. I woke up and it was pitch dark. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and when one remembers a really powerful dream, there's a little bit of a panic to try and get the message of what you've just heard down onto pen and paper. So I remember scrambling across the bedroom to find a pen and to get to a musical instrument so that I could catch the refrain that was going around and around in my head about the tribute to our great leader. And I kept on hearing Madiba, those two words, and then the song followed from there. But there's also a message, the tribute side of it to Madiba, but also then Madiba talking back to us in that strong stentorian voice of his. And I had this vision of him waving his finger, telling the nation, really, put down your weapons. The chorus line came very strongly through at that stage as well. Put down your weapons, put down your guns, put them down, down now. Mandela's been quoted for many, many famous sayings. I remember one in particular. It's music and dancing that makes me feel well with the world and at peace with myself. And this has been very applicable to me, and I felt it being very applicable that music should be the way that we communicate to the rest of the world.
It's intended that a percentage of the revenue generated from the song will be donated to the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, so the values of our diverse Rainbow Nation may be handed down to a new generation.